warning, ladies and gentlemen, we were having technical difficulties with just about everybody tonight. Between players not being able to hear us, and then players not being able to unmute their microphones, and then players not being able to communicate due to their mic not picking up anything, we were having to troubleshoot technical difficulties, which is why we are so late starting. Well, just gotta quickly do that. When we last left this party, we were. Oh, yes, they were gathering last minute things needed to begin their job as the vanguard for the army of Farah, who are traveling ahead to clear the way for the army that's coming 2 weeks behind them. However, they told Orion about this really interesting creature that they met at the apothecary. And that he absolutely needed to meet them. And apparently, he has questions. So, of course, before we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsor, D&D Beyond. That is D, the letter N, D, Beyond.com. A wonderful repository for everything 5e. And without further ado, party, it is the morning. And I do believe that somebody wanted to go see the apothecary.
I have been up and waiting for everyone else to get up. Although I have moved to the corner of the room because it's the warmest spot.
Okay.
I can just picture Orion like subtly vibrating. Almost like engines are whirring, like he's ready to go.
Just standing there in the corner staring at the group, like notebook out, just like, I'm ready.
I guess I can take him there if we want. That way we can get it out of the way.
Well, we were all in the same room, so I'm assuming we're all up.
Well, you're all in the process of waking up, yes.
Oh, I only had to sleep for 4 hours, so I was fucked. I was not,
Have you just been laying very still, trying not to be noticed by me, just like...
I've been, like, I chose a spot by the wall, basically just, like, sitting back against it. I took my 4 hours that I needed. I took my 4 hours that I needed, and then, those, basically, it was then just me chilling out kind of thing. Whether I noticed Orion was up and literally, exuding this aura of, I want to go talk to them now. It's like the kid yelling, "Are we there yet?" Should I roll a die to see if I actually noticed that he was awake?
Listen.
I was more picturing the dog from Up, where he's constantly like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And I'm just like, oh god.
No.
Orion.
Orion is not gonna... Listen, they are not about to do that. They're going to be very excited because, let me tell you, I am a curious being. And you have heavily piqued my curiosity.
Once I would know when this shop opens up, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, once the time hits for me to be able to, I'll take Orion to the store kind of thing. Like, I don't care how early it is. I don't need to eat breakfast right now. Like, that's fine. I'll eat later. But this way we can get this out of the way and still be able to go on our like path and such and stuff. On our
Okay.
begin our journey so we can get breakfast, get everything packed up and head out.
Okay. Yeah, so as soon as basically it opens about what we would consider 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Maddie, can you
Yeah.
turn on your game? You're
Uh
soft.
yes, I'm still trying to fiddle with my mic settings to get it
Okay.
perfect because this is a brand new mic. So I'm just going to move my microphone closer to my
Okay.
mouth
Because I've
instead.
got you. I was just wondering because I've got you at 200%. And I've got somebody saying that you sound very soft in stream. So I was just wondering. So okay,
No,
never mind.
please.
Continue.
If I sound soft, you guys need to tell me. I'm playing with settings to get this perfect.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
also mentioned Otter, so Otter turned him up. Turned you up as well. So
Okay.
okay.
Hopefully this is better, but it is now directly in front of my mouth with my
I
beautiful
will
pop filter.
bump you up just a little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're still experiencing technical difficulties. Oh man, this is a phrase that I haven't said in many games. What's a Thursday game without technical difficulties?
Honestly,
Also, Mavic, please put yourself on push to talk because your microphone is picking up all of your background noise tonight.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay. So, is anybody else accompanying Orion and Sasha to the apothecary?
Fred will go. Because she'd like to get some health potions before we get on the road.
Okay. Kitchen has made himself very useful in the inn's kitchen, preparing breakfast for everybody, and basically getting your guys' money back for the room with the
I'd love to
work that
see
he's
that.
doing. And that's how I'm going to explain why Kitchen is not here with us tonight. Okay. Party. All right. Who is all going to the apothecary? I know Ryan, Sasha, and Fred.
I'll go.
Okay. Monric, Zara, are you gonna go with them again?
If everyone else is going, I might as well. I haven't been there yet.
No, it was just me and
Oh.
Kitchen that went last time.
Wait. Was it just you in Kitchen? Okay.
Yeah, it was just Kitchen and I.
And have neither of you told us what awaits us at this apothecary?
I'll be honest. I think it would have been Kitchen that would have mentioned it. Like, I don't know what your excitement was.
All Kitchen said there was someone very interesting I should meet.
Unless you asked, I did not tell.
And Kitchen kept it super vague to really
Yeah.
pique Orion's interest.
So unless you were asking, not saying anything.
I don't want to ruin a good surprise.
Maddie, what was their name again? I apologize.
The spider folks?
Yeah.
Sir?
Rezzer.
Rezzer?
So R-E-Z-S-U-R.
Oh, Rezzer. Okay.
Rezzer.
Rezzer. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, whenever we get to the shop, I'll open the door and I'll check for him. And if it's the kind of same layout as last time, I'll I'll look up and I'll check the ceiling.
Yes, it is the same layout as last time. It doesn't just magically change things. This is not the room of requirement.
No.
from Harry
I mean,
Potter.
if it's still like the same sort of setup of him not wanting to come through on the floor, if he's on the ceiling, then I will look up. This
Yes,
time,
he
instead of him
he is.
like reaching out for stuff, I'll just hold my hand out so he can take my hand and I can help him down.
Okay. So for those who haven't seen him, which is actually everybody else but Sasha, this person looks humanoid, seems to have a series of what looks like lined tattoos on their face, And I need everybody but Sasha to give me a perception check, please. And the only reason Sasha's not is because Sasha already knows what I'm about to say.
Does he take my hand when I help him down?
He does.
Ah, I'm nothing if a gentle.
15 plus 2, 17 total.
Okay,
Got a
Orion, you are
3.
the... Yikes.
I have had a whole evening to be ready for this situation.
Orion, you notice the faint lines on his face that aren't the ones that look like they're tattooed on. It seems to be more attached to his mouth.
I'll quickly introduce. Everyone, this is Razor.
And he holds a hand up and waves.
Red waves back.
Hey.
I'm not here to buy anything. I just have some... You're very interesting. I have some questions. I think Fred wanted to buy some things, though. I feel like business should come first.
Rezir nods before he gives you a smile, which is a little bit weird because those lines that you saw, Orion, pull apart, displaying 2 separate mandibles on either side of his mouth.
Let me tell
but
you.
It splits into a smile.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
business comes first, so I can do this while he does interactions with everyone else. So I am taking notes.
Yes. Well, what are you looking for?
Well, as you know, we are going out. I believe they told you what we were heading off to do. We're heading out on some tasks for the night lieutenant, and I'm just looking for some health potions because it's always better to be, safe than sorry.
I have some health potions. Yes.
Okay.
Come this way.
Okay.
And you notice that he does not walk on the ground. He clambers right back up the shelving, and you're able to follow him. There's enough space between all of the shelves that you're able to follow him.
Can I climb too, since I climb trees?
No.
Oh.
You get the distinct impression that if you disturb the cobwebs that are there, you might get stuck. This seems to be a very effective deterrent to thievery. And you follow him to the back where he has the health potions set out. There are a few different ones, mostly in the shape of the bottle as opposed to anything else.
How much are they?
Well, your standard is 25 gold pieces. They're a little bit difficult to make, but if you were willing to buy more, then if you were... God damn it, Otter! I have the Discord up! And I just see this screenshot of your notes pop up! You bastard! Oh. But if you were willing to purchase, say, 5 in one go, I would be willing to part with them for 35 gold pieces total.
Oh. That's a little steep.
We need them. I can contribute to that.
I only have 20. We are going to look for the prince. Would that help?
No.
Okay.
Business is business. And items and, well, materials do not just appear out of thin air. I'm not a sorcerer, I'm an alchemist.
Yeah, I could
Water.
throw on what's needed.
What'd you say,
It'll
Mandy?
I was gonna say don't. I can just hear your mind turning about to ask questions. Specifically Spider-Man related.
No, my statement was literally going to be, oh, alchemy. That is quite an ancient craft.
Okay, hold on to that, because he'll answer that question.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys pooling your resources to purchase health potions, yay or nay?
If Monarch's willing
Yeah.
to go forward with that.
Okay. So between the two of you, you hand over the 35 gold pieces, and he hands you 5 potions of healing.
Regular healing?
Just regular healing.
Okay.
Which is still nothing to sneer at.
No.
And you got 5 of them for a significantly cheaper price than usual.
So what? Monarch, you and I are splitting the cost? Okay. Thank you. You have a very interesting store, by the way.
Thank you. It tends to prevent people from stealing things.
That would be wrong.
Oh, yes, but some people have, sticky fingers.
Do you have sticky fingers?
Only when I wish to scale things that are vertical. And then he holds out his hands to you, and you, as you lean in, Orion, you see the tiny feelers that are very, standard for a spider. Also, I'm realizing I'm really sorry if anybody who's watching has arachnophobia. I should have trigger warning this before we started. I'm so sorry.
Oh, damn this cough.
You said that you had questions?
Yes. You're very curious. I don't think I've come across your race before. You seem to be arachnid in nature, but also humanoid.
Yes, we call ourselves spider folk.
Lovely.
We came into being when the god Zeus got lost in a maze and found himself at the other end, or the wrong end, of a spider's web. And apparently, according to legend, he seduced his way out.
Why is it most stories I come across about this Zeus end up in debauchery?
Where you're saying it instantly, that long pause, I was like, Zeus fucked a spider? It's like, shit.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Zeus fucked a spider, and that's how we got spider folk.
All right, boy, get it, I guess.
Let's be real. 90% of the humanoid races that are part human and part animal are probably Zeus's fault. And if they're not Zeus's fault, they're Poseidon's fault. I don't know what you want me to tell you. That is literally Greek mythos.
Very much so.
Like, I'm not even making this shit up. This is just literally Greek mythos. If you
No.
can't figure out where it came from, Zeus probably fucked it into existence.
Lovely. I seem to be coming across that story for a couple of races. Are you okay there, friend?
I'm sorry, I just saw what was typed in chat and I'm dying.
Thank you to the Selkie for that lovely comment.
Yeah,
I
thank
approve.
you. Thank you.
Um,
I am mildly disturbed, but I also approve. Is that not Nereus?
I give you double approval.
They deserve a bonus.
Question 2.
Mhm.
Where do your people hail from? Is there a place like spider men and women congregate? Or are you kind of dispersed through the land?
Well, I am actually from the town Killeed, which is just northeast of here. But my species originally originates from Golden Lead. Considering the fact that it is surrounded by a giant maze. The same maze, according to legend, that Zeus got lost in.
Where is Golden Lead? Is that
the
on the
mountains.
map?
Almost directly north of Ys, underneath, it's near the top of the map there.
Ah!
Otter.
Do I know of a maze that was there? Or is
You
that...
do not. That's new information to you.
Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting. Forgive the slightly personal question. Are these webs yours? Can you make webs?
Yes.
Do you make webs? How do you
Yes.
make webs?
Yes.
Is it like fingers, or is it like you gotta pop a squat, or like...
Ryan, that might
I'm
be a little
dying
too
over here.
personal. That might be just a touch. A touch.
I'm sorry, Zara, you're dying over there? I'm the one who has to answer these questions. Okay, well, yes to the first 3. I make my webs in a web sac. It's a separate gland inside of my frame. And I can't... I don't feel comfortable answering that last question.
I mean, it's simply a question for science, but I understand.
What science are you gonna do with this, buddy?
Research. Science is research.
You'll get used
I'm
to it,
just
Sasha.
trying to understand.
Oh no, that was out of character, I promise.
So there is a
Sasha's
websac.
horrified off in the corner.
Cool. So you do still contain a websac like an arachnid. Interesting. Last question. not quite as crazy personal. How do siblings work? Do you have like a spot like arachnids where it's a large group at a time? Or is it more humanoid-esque where it's one-on-one and produces one? Well, sometimes
It
one.
is. It is a. I can't believe I actually have to think of this shit on the spot, Honor. This is why you were supposed to send that to me before.
This last that question popped into my head like literally right now. Sorry.
Wow, I love coming up with lore for my world on the spot. That's a thing that I love doing. It's a mix of both spider and humanoid.
Okay. I'm learning about all kinds of new races. I just learned about... Wow, my brain just went blank. I just learned about the Yanti last week. Now I'm meeting new races. This is fun. This is exciting. I appreciate you answering some questions. That was very nice of you. The Yanti took a lot more convincing.
They do tend to be a little bit more distrusting. When you say Yanti, are you talking about Reservati in the Knight's General Store?
I'm talking about ones that attacked us in the field. Reservati was a sweetheart.
Huh.
I think that's how the term is used.
I'm sorry they attacked you. Yes. If somebody is sweet to you and kind, then yes. Sweetheart would be the correct term. Although I don't think she gets called that very often. People get deterred by her length. I mean, she's 10 feet long. Like, that's...
But she's beautiful.
Well, yes, but she could easily wrap around somebody like me twice over.
Me too.
I mean...
Pardon.
Not that she would, but she could.
I like to give people and races the benefit of the doubt. Unless they attack me first, I will try and be nice.
Well, that sounds like you are a sweetheart as well.
I don't know if I have one of those. But sure.
Do you have any other questions that I might possibly be comfortable answering?
Karasep is actually going to chime in super quick. How do your people sustain themselves?
We sustain ourselves on a mixture of bugs, fruits, and barely cooked meat. Like, if a spider folk was to order a steak, they would order it blue.
One
the kitchen
day...
cooked really well for you?
It was so delicious. Wait,
He's
Zara,
very
have you never heard that term?
I've never heard blue. I've heard still mooing.
Blue is about 10 seconds per side, and you're done. It's literally searing.
You slap it on the grill, sear it to get the marks, flip it to get the marks on the other side, and serve it.
You have to be
that
certified.
Shit could still be mooing.
Yeah, you have to be certified to serve blue steaks, but they are.
In my head, this was like Blue Lobster. I just.
No.
Oh no, obviously not. There's no blue cows.
This is D&D. There could be.
Maybe there is.
Are there mushrooms here too then?
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Who knows?
I'm canonizing it. It's fine. It's fine. Just nod. It's okay. They're not bad. They give you mushroom soup if you're lucky.
Fantastic. I'm so glad we had that conversation.
You're welcome.
So yes, he offers to answer any other questions that he would feel comfortable answering, which of course is his tactical way of saying, I will refuse to answer your question if it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Sure. Are those extra eyes? I see like small lines.
They all blink open. All 8 of them.
How wide does the mandible bits open? I see you moving them as you talk, but like, do they like fully?
You watch as he reaches up to his jaw, and he unhinges it like a snake, and it drops open, and the mandibles spread out.
Picturing Orion like holding the mandibles to the side and going in for a closer look.
Orion immediately tries to sketch this into being. They are.
Give me a performance check.
They look so excited about this because this is very exciting. Performance?
I'm really glad. Yes, please. I am really glad that my Spider Folk edition has managed to fill pretty much 2 episodes worth of content.
You know what? This is important.
Yeah, Monric is going to back away from the mandibles. That's scary to him.
That's
fair enough.
That's 18 total, 16 plus 2.
You managed to get the majority of it down, and your memory is good enough that you'll be able to fill in the small details later. Once you've gotten the majority of it down, he reaches down and puts his jaw back into place, and the mandibles close back in around his lips.
I like you. You're cool.
Thank you. It's not often that I get travelers thinking that I'm cool. They kind of get scared of me, which is why I typically stay on the ceiling. It's harder to throw things at me if I'm on the ceiling. Also, if anybody ever asks for a well-done steak in my house, I will politely ask them to leave.
That's why you ask people how they like their steak before you invite them to the barbecue.
You can't cook
like
for Reswana.
No, I can't.
Well, when you've seen as many different people as I have, it isn't all that alarming, as long as you're not abrasive or combative.
I don't think I am, but some people will judge books on their covers and not turn the pages to learn more about it.
Wait. People do that? They just look at a book's outside and are like, I don't like it? Orion's like looking at their journal, like closing it, like, but you've no idea what's in that book until you open it.
Some people are very close-minded like that. They'll make judgments on you before they've even met you.
What a travesty.
I say, with a healthy dose of foreshadowing.
I will look around to the rest of the group. I feel like I've taken a bunch of our morning with questions. I know we kind of have to get on the road soon. Is there anything else we need from here?
I have everything I need. I think we have everything we need for the starting the travel to Arkala. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Perfect.
Okay. Rezzer, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope to meet you again in the future.
He gives you a rather sweeping bow, and And Otter, as the party turns away, you catch out of the corner of your eye, he points a hand upward to the ceiling, and a single web shoots out from underneath his sleeve, and he hauls himself back up as you guys are
Does he
leaving.
do the thing? Does he do the thing?
No, he doesn't do the thing. He just... I'm pretty sure Peter Parker only ever did the thing because he used it as an aiming trick.
And I will not take up more of this session making you come up with lore.
Fun.
No, it's all good. I just gotta remember it when I, try and actually write all this stuff down for somebody else to run if they so desire.
Ah! As I walk out the door, I spin around. One last fleeting question, if it's okay.
He stops halfway up the web. Yes?
Do spider folk have a language, or do you just use mostly common?
We speak a mix of Sylvan and, deep speech.
Ooh. That's an interesting one. I mean, that makes sense.
It's the most equatable. We call it, Arachnus is what we call it. And it would sound to somebody like a mixture of Sylvan and deep speech. But if you tried to use either one to translate what we're saying, it wouldn't make sense. Like, I could say, and he says, "Good morning, my name is Rezer," in his language. And then he tells you if you tried to translate that into Sylvan, it would turn into, like, purple dragon, breakfast bread, 17.
Sounds like a kitchen recipe.
Hold on. Can you say that one more time? What did that translate to?
He repeats it.
No. No. Orion with keen mind wants to know what that actually translated to.
Rewind the recording.
In Sylvan, it translates to purple dragon, breakfast bread, 17. However, if you were to try and translate it in deep speech, it would translate into Slayer, Elf, Dagger, Vex.
Nah.
Neither of which is anywhere close to what he actually said.
I'm going to have fun with that at some point in the future.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds great.
So it's kind of like primordial and old dwarven. Where they come from
close.
a similar dialect but translated differently between the two.
Sure, that sounds relatively similar.
Cool. Have a lovely day.
I am just making notes on the canon shit that I said because I'm sure it's gonna come up later when I introduce more of these things. Because I am not letting this be the only spider folk you guys find. I cannot believe my party bullied me into culture. Unbelievable.
What a statement. I have been bullied into culture.
Something that was supposed to be a one-off, and if I don't, they're just gonna have a running Marvel joke of him being the Spider-Man. Bullied into culture.
Yeah, okay.
And I regret I don't regret any of it.
There
I
are
was gonna
worse
say.
things.
Oh, absolutely.
At least
that
his
being
name
said,
wasn't
okay,
Peter.
I would not do that to myself. Mostly because you may or may not run into a Peter later. Anyway, moving on. Whoop, Zara, you good? Oh, I think Zara might be having audio issues again. All right. Well,
Uh-oh.
hopefully he can hear us. We're gonna continue on. You guys saddle up and head out. It's about 10 at this point. And also, I know we have only been playing for an hour. Otter, can you please put us into a quick 10-minute break? I need to get something to drink and use the bathroom. We will be back at 20 to the hour, depending on what time zone you're in. We're just gonna quickly take a water break, hydrate, and use the bathroom if we need to. We will be back. Stick around. There's more hilarity to come, and my party to continue bullying me into more culture. We'll be
You're
back.
welcome.
Stick around. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. That was a much-needed break for the DM, who needs to hydrate. And remember to stay hydrated at all times. I have a bad habit of not doing that. That being said, party, you clamber onto your horses and prepare to ride out.
And the elk.
Oh, yes. And the elk.
Yes.
And the elk.
Immediate notes.
An elk? Where did we get an elk?
I have an elk because I have the spell Find Steed,
Find steed.
and I am extremely picky about it. So I have this big elk for my 6'9" ass, whose name is Lapa.
Lapa?
Lapa.
Nice.
Immediately went Avatar.
Yeah, you
Yip,
thought
yip.
Appa, but no, Lapa.
Please say yip yip when you go.
All right, you guys saddle up and ride out. Yeehaw.
Ah. I put my cowboy hat over top of my helmet. I put my chaps on, you know.
Shit. Now I need to see Sasha in full armor with a cowboy hat perched on top of the helmet with the leather chaps on over top of his thigh armor. Ridiculous. Thank you for that image. That was what I needed to carry me through
I
the rest
only
of
have
tonight.
one question. Are there tassels?
Oh boy, yes.
Do the chaps have
Yes, he
tassels,
has fringe.
Sasha?
Yes, he has fringe.
I can
I'm
make
not
that
even
decision.
letting him answer.
I can make that decision on my own. I do. Thank you very much. No, they're imaginary. It's like a
welcome.
ghost. You see them out of the corner of your eye, but every time you go to look at me, they're not there.
Spectral tassels.
I know nothing about them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Anytime you ask, I'm like, the what?
But yes, we are
Amazing.
traveling.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
No more tassel jokes.
What a strange set of magical pants.
What the fuck was I gonna say? My
traveling.
brain just. Yeah, my brain just fucking turned off. Hold on. Okay.
We were heading.
You
Turned
are
it
headed
off
to
and got on
Arcala.
Yes.
I was looking up something. That's what it was. Please
We
hold.
go north.
Okay. You know what? This'll work out good. As you're traveling today, something else seems to be going awry. Specifically, you're an hour into the journey. You are an hour away from Ys. And the sky, without seeming to have a cloud in it, opens up and starts to pour.
Wonderful.
You guys are soaked within minutes. And as that happens, the temperature starts to drop. And then it starts to snow. and you continue on. The road is still easy to follow. And almost as soon as this sudden snowstorm appeared, it's gone. And you're left with clear, sunny skies once again. And it quickly starts to heat up to the point where it is almost sweltering. You think that if you stayed in one spot long enough that there is a very real possibility that you would watch the grass dry out and die. The trees are going through almost unnatural phases of a season. In so much as they seem to be green with the lush of spring and summer, and then start to turn in their reds and oranges and browns of fall, before the leaves just seem to fall off in an instant and you're in winter.
Concerned. This isn't good for the trees.
It isn't good for us either.
No. But the trees can't defend themselves. We can.
I feel like Alita
And
would love to hear about this. This is interesting.
And this goes on all day. So it takes about the day for the seasons to get their shit together and settle back into late fall, early winter.
Does it seem to be magical in any nature, or just nature freaking the hell out?
Give me an Arcana check.
Sure.
That you're then gonna follow up with a religion check.
I will roll 2 right now.
Can I do the same?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm very good at both of them, but these are very two polarizing rolls. The first one is a 19 plus 8 for Arcana, so 27.
Okay.
I rolled a 7 for History for a total of 15.
From Orion?
I got
That feels weird.
plus 8 in History.
Okay. You know what? Probably not wrong. Okay. That
We lost
being
Mama
said,
Bear
and
on cam. Oh, okay, well, don't mind the cameras, everybody. I will get these fixed momentarily.
Sorry about that, Otter.
No worries. So continue on, Maddie. I'll take care of the cameras real quick. But yeah, 20.
Yeah, no worries.
20 a lot, and then 7 plus 8 is 15. Yeah.
Yeah, close enough. Also, ladies and gentlemen, what I just described, welcome to Ontario for the past 2 fucking days.
Yeah.
I wish I was kidding. It's back to snowing here now. It was raining yesterday, and it was above freezing.
Same here, actually.
Mother Nature, please get your shit together.
And Mother
Please.
Nature's blaming the humans.
I'm begging. Yeah, I would too. Anyway, moving on. But yes, that is basically the weather in Ontario. For the two of you, Karaseth, your Arcana doesn't really reveal much to you. Your religion, on the other hand, that's gonna reveal a little bit more. You said you had a 21 in Arcana? Otter?
27.
27.
Oh,
27. Jesus
19
Christ.
plus 8.
Yeah, he ate it up.
All right. Yep. Orion, as you're traveling and the weather is doing all this funky, weird shit,
Mhm.
you come to the determination that something has happened. It is magical in nature, but you have a feeling that this is global, not centered around you. A lot like the day that you guys had trouble traveling before you came into contact with the Sphinx.
That's why I was saying Lita would probably love to hear about this.
Okay.
Oh, Lita was
Now,
the Sphinx.
your religion you said was a 15?
For me, yes.
Okay. You don't quite grasp who it might be that is affecting this. However, Karasef, you, on the other hand, you are a little bit more familiar with this. And you think that perhaps the quartet of gods and goddesses that make up the gods of the seasons, something has happened. Oh, did we? We are still experiencing technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with us.
Sounds like the gods need to smite whoever's messing with the weather.
Interesting idea. It could very well be some kind of dispute or issue among the seasonal deities. Just kind of jot some notes down in my book. Well, hopefully it clears up as we move through it.
Okay. Just a relay for the rest of the... Just a relay for the viewers at home. Karasef has said something about how there must be an issue with the gods, and that perhaps somebody is disputing the 4 gods of the seasons. It was a little bit more paraphrased than that, but Zara is trying to fix his mic issues. Okay.
The audio gods are not trying.
Oh!
Can you hear us, though?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. You're good.
Yay! Of course, as always, along the road are little campsites that you are able to rest and set up for the night.
Your mic rotated and your voice went from straight at the mic to like in a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Please hold. I know what the problem is. Please hold.
What
Okay.
a night.
That was just I could hear your voice change as the mic turned, and it was just like super in line, and then just quieter.
All right, that should be better. Yeah.
There, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
There is a sweet spot for this microphone, apparently. Learning new things about the damn thing all the time. All right. So as I said, there are little camp areas, like clear spots along the route that you are able to settle in for the night.
Okay. So we'll go till it starts getting dark and find somewhere good to camp.
I can set up a fire.
That would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I can set us up somewhere cozy.
Well, somewhere out of the rain would probably be good if it decides to come back.
I've been looking into a very interesting spell I'd love to try out.
What sort of spell?
If it works, you'll find out. Let's find somewhere to park first, though.
Are you about to cast Leoman's tiny hut?
You know, I have issues with the spell because it's called a hut, but it's a circle.
Huts can be a circle.
I'm
Yeah, like a
going
little
to
straw
cast
hut.
Leomin's tiny igloo.
I was gonna say, that's a circle.
Yes, right. I remember. I allowed my players to rename the spells as they so desire to make things thematically make sense.
It bothers me that it's like a hut, but it's a half circle. It's a dome.
That's an interesting spell. Is it safe?
It should be.
Will it trap the smoke of a fire within it?
We'll find out. So, wherever we go park, I am just gonna go sit on like a log, pull out my book, and stay perfectly still other than components and such of the spell for 11 minutes, and you will see a like slightly grayish dome appear above me as I ritual cast Leomin's tiny igloo. It is a 10-foot radius immobile dome of force. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller. Yep. So spells and other magical effects cannot be extend through the dome or be cast through it, but inside the dome is comfortable. It's dry. It is very dimly lit so we can see inside of it. And you cannot see into it from the outside.
Yep.
So suddenly the campfire and everything is just inside of a opaque dome.
Now I hand wave and allow horses as well inside the dome so as to keep your transportation safe.
I was going to ask
even though
about them.
technically they wouldn't be allowed due to the being restrictions, but I hand wave and say yes. So.
Well, I appreciate the fact that we crammed 9 horses into a 10-foot radius circle. I appreciate you.
And they're Clydesdales, so they're not small.
They're not small
Orion's
horses.
tiny horse hut.
If you give me another
No, it's not
11
a hut.
minutes...
It's an igloo.
It's an igloo or a dome. I would allow dome.
Orion's tiny horse igloo.
If you give me another 11 minutes, I could cast another one for the horses.
That might be a
Doesn't
good
that require
idea.
concentration? Oh, wait,
It
no.
is just a
Land looks
ritual.
good. Yep.
Duration 8 hours. That being said, I could not make one for the horses. Actually, I could. I just would have to go to the very edge of this hut and do it there to make like another bubble coming out. Because if I leave the bubble, it goes away.
Oh.
So I
Just
will
overlap it like just a little bit and just have to sit yourself there.
Yeah. So
Like the tents you have that's got the big tent and then this little corridor between the two of them.
So I'm going to make
The
a Venn
Venn
diagram.
Yes, the Venn igloo.
No. It's been hand waved. We're good.
It's been hand waved.
I'm going to shout out through the dome. I think it's working. It's nice and dry in here. What does it look like from out there? I don't know if I can leave.
Well, for the moment, it's calm outside, but I think we'd all rather be under the dome.
So
it enters. I couldn't see in it. I want to come see what's inside. And Fred enters.
It's just dry. And lightly
this is so much nicer. I can get warm.
So it's opaque from the outside.
Mm-hmm. You're very... I lost the word. Resourceful.
Resourceful.
Yep.
I'm gonna try something. Can you take a peek outside and let me know if it works? I'm going to try and adjust the color of the opaqueness to match our surroundings, like colors. Like if we're in front of bushes and stuff, like kind of green.
Okay.
Because it says I can do any color I choose.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to sort of make it blend in with your surroundings.
Tell everyone to get out of the rain.
I'll go ahead and gather the horses and get them in their side of the dome.
Yeah. You guys settle in to make yourself dinner.
Cool. I give my serving of whatever kitchen makes to Sasha because they seemed really hungry at the last place we had food. So, like, here, you can have mine if you'd like.
Thank you. You're not going to eat?
No. Don't really eat. But you seemed like a hungry fellow. I mean,
yeah.
you're rather tall. I guess an appetite would come with that, huh?
Yes, usually. Thank you. And yes, I will eat both full plates of whatever kitchen made and whatever Orion gave me.
And pulls out book. It was Sasha, right?
Yes, Sasha Volkov. Volkov. Volkov.
Volkov?
Kov.
Lovely. I realize I may have been a little rude when you joined us, and I was mostly taking notes. I'm Orion.
Pleasure.
Happy to have you join us.
Pleasure is all mine, really. I help out where I can.
I'm not about to sit here and grill Sasha with questions.
I'm just like eating food like...
No. I'm just being nice.
Do we need to set up a watch, or how safe are we in here, Orion?
I believe it will stop things from coming in unless I say they can. But a watch is always a good idea. I don't know how this works. This is kind of new for me. I would feel more comfortable if we knew if something was going to bother us.
I agree.
I'll be happy to take the mid-watch.
I'll take the next.
I
can
can
help
take
out.
first.
I
Sure.
can join Fred, if anything.
I'll join for third.
I'm going to let you guys set up your watches. I'm going to tell you you're going to watch it. Nothing happens because nothing approaches you.
Lovely.
And you have a very restful sleep with no problems. And in the morning, the weather has settled itself back into late autumn, early winter. So it is crisp and chilly in the morning once you exit the hut, the igloo. But there is no problem. And you resaddle your horses, and away you go.
Alas, there wasn't much of a warning when the igloo dropped. Just we kind of all woke up and then it's outside time.
Orion steps out, and we're all just suddenly like, who opened the blinds?
No, it has an 8-hour timer. At the end of the third watch, it would have just like, it's gone. Oh, well, that worked out really nicely.
I like it. It's a handy spell.
I just need 11 minutes to make one.
I hope our day's not like yesterday with all the weather changing.
Actually, thinking back to the last time we had that kind of weather, do we look like we are on a similar patch of trail that we had already passed yesterday in our travels? Because when we found Elida, we had been apparently going in circles for a while when that weather happened.
Nope, you kept going straight. You were
Okay.
able to stay on the road and follow the road.
We show back up at Yeast.
No.
Hey
you continue on
guys!
to our column.
Funny story. Okay, cool.
Day 1 of the week done.
Yes, they're following us after a week. Yeah?
It's a
Okay.
week trip to
No, 2
Akala.
weeks.
The
Yeah,
army
it's
is
a week
following
to
us after
Arkala.
2 weeks?
They are 2 weeks behind you. Yes.
Beautiful.
And you guys continue on. Your journey is uneventful, during which perhaps you share things with your 2 new companions and they share things with you. I'm not going to specifically get into what you guys share. You are more than welcome to put up a list in our chat there on Discord so that everybody is aware. And then they can all put them in their notes. You can deal with that later in the week between this one and our next session. As you travel on, it is evening as you crest over the hill, and spread out before you is the small city-state of Arkala. And I've just about pulled up the sheet in Roll20 and remembered my description for Arkala no longer exists in Roll20 because fuck me, apparently.
This. Well, if you hadn't said they came from Golden Lead, you could just be like, these are where the spider people are from.
No, I have plans for that now. You bullied me into culture and now you gotta deal with it.
Surprise, there's culture here.
Oh no, there is plenty of culture here. It's just not where that particular one is from.
Oh no, I now have a mighty need to go to Golden Lead.
Oh, that's good. You'll get there
Oh, yeah.
eventually.
All right, mission's on hold. We're heading north.
No, you're not. And I only say that because I'm gonna tell you right now, anything you encounter up there is probably gonna one-shot you.
Oh, we haven't unlocked
Think of it
those
like a
levels yet.
game. Yeah, think of it like a game. Like you are under-leveled to go to that area.
But that means we get more XP for the things we kill there.
Very true.
If you
There's a
manage
bunch
to
of us.
kill
We
them,
can-
yes.
We can take
That
on.
is a very big if. You ride down into Arkala. The city has high walls and they're manned. There are 2 very distinct colors on the soldiers here. One is black with a silver bordering, and the other is red with ostentatious gold armor. But you are unmolested as you proceed into the city.
I sure hope so. You said the second one was ostentatious red and what?
Gold.
With
Red and gold.
ostentatious
Red
gold
and
armor.
ostentatious gold.
Okay, cool.
And when I say ostentatious gold armor, I mean the armor is ornate to the point where it looks like it shouldn't even function, but it clearly does because these guys are walking around with relative ease.
Sparkles.
Are we close enough to... Wait. Forming words. Does any of it look like it could possibly be Balnar's work? Because that looks like up his alley of shit.
No. None of this looks like
Ooh.
Balnar's work.
Ooh.
Most of it feels Balnar worked specifically with jewelry. And actually, one of his first forays outside of jewelry was the crown he had made for the crown prince. For the coronation that was supposed to happen, and then didn't because he got kidnapped.
Well. Yeah. Hope he got paid beforehand.
Oh, he did. Don't worry.
Um,
The royal family is very good for paying when they've commissioned something.
Okay, well, if it doesn't look like craft I'm familiar with, I won't say anything.
Okay. As you guys continue on, you notice that how do I want to fucking describe this? You notice that the black and silver armor seems to be what appears more often than not.
So like a like a 10-to-1 ratio or like a 5-to-1?
It seems so it goes from being almost even to being 3-to-1 to being 5-to-1 to being 10-to-1 to the point where the only people you see wearing red armor or the gold armor seem to be heading back to the barracks.
So the further into town, the more silvery armor we see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like you guys came in at the change of the guard. And I need a perception check from the entire party because you are coming up to the temple ward.
Perception, I got a roll for
19 for me. 14 plus 5.
You know, portents, that's cool and all, but Orion isn't paying attention. They are super distracted by something, because that is a total of 6. 4 plus 2.
He's watching for more Spider-Man.
Monric and Sasha are the only two that see this. You watch as a tall, dark-skinned elf with bright white hair steps into a temple dedicated to Persephone and Demeter. And his 2 knight lieutenants that stand on either side of him stand outside the door. This is something you notice because his armor is, I'm gonna call it ornate, but it is not gaudy, and it's not, how do I want to describe this? It's ornate to designate his station, but it is not ornate just to be ornate. He definitely looks more like a man who is more comfortable out in the woods, completely covered in black, than he is being out in the sun.
It's adorned more for rank than it is for show.
Yes. Where all of the gold armor has been adorned for show. As if they're trying to out-fashion somebody on a battlefield.
That's...
priorities. You can't fight crime if you don't look cute.
Fashion wars. The early years.
The early years. The beginnings.
I mean, the true end game.
So are we on the lookout for...
is always fashion.
Is there like
I'll
a
be
runway
honest.
they walk down, turn around, walk back?
I'd probably pass this information off to Orion.
Okay.
I don't know entirely
you were
what we're
saying?
looking for, what we're doing here, but I would
Well, you
point
were
it.
informed of the mission.
Yeah. No, I was.
So-
You're correct, but I would pass on this information to Orion because Orion seems the one to be writing everything down. So I would let him know if it comes time there is someone we can look into. But
Sure. Monric, you were saying?
I was saying, basically to the others, I think that's somebody important. Do we need to be keeping an eye on them? Pointing out the person that's walking into the temple.
Sasha and Karasef can both give me history checks, please.
Nope.
yikes, you're putting that in my hands. Time to pull out the big dice. Adira, don't do me dirty. Okay. 19, 18 plus 1.
Nice.
Fucking
Okay.
thank the dice, don't thank me.
Sasha, it takes you a minute, and you guys are well past the. Oh, hello, my father. We are. You guys are well past the temple when it clicks, and you realize who that was. That was Knight Lieutenant Sir Carthus the Night Stalker. Who is well known as one of the prolific fighters during the civil unrest in the last couple decades in Picity.
Okay. To be honest, that information hits me, and I just kind of blurt out the name a little bit. It's not loud. I don't yell it, but I'm definitely like, "Oh, Sir Carthus." That's who. The information. That man that walked into the temple, Sir Carthus.
Interesting question on that. Is that knight with a K or knight with an N? Does he stalk knights, or is he in the dark?
He merely
Yes.
adopted the darkness.
He stalks in the night, as in a night stalker.
Yes, I'm
With
just
Night
making sure
Stalker
there
being
wasn't a
one word.
K in front of the N of knight.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
If so, both myself and Orion would have a question.
Look, I only make those night jokes once, and I've already done it this campaign.
No, you're good. You're good. I would just be curious for that story time of like, how did you get that name? I would love to know.
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe we'll need to talk with Lord Carthus before we leave. See if there's anything we can do. We might also want to talk with the one in silver. Does anyone know who that one is?
There's a lot in silver.
Well,
Can I roll a history check for that, Patty?
The knight lieutenants all seem to have a color that designates their people, so who's the one that silver
Carthus?
designates?
Carthus was dressed in black and silver.
Okay, so then
Carthus.
the gold one. So who would be the gold one?
I have a. Can I do a history check since I travel so much to actually figure out if
You can. I'm going to warn you, it's a fairly high DC. Because he's a recent addition to the town.
Perfect. I'm not going to get this. I feel this in my bones. I only have a +1. So
Can I
even
give
if
it a
I
shot?
Rolls a 21. Let's see it.
14. It's probably a no. I don't know.
No.
Goldilocks.
Insight. I believe you. I write Goldilocks in my book. I rolled a
No.
2.
No.
plus
There is
2.
no name. There is no name currently forthcoming
Okay.
to put a name to the
You know
Knight
what?
Lieutenant for Gold and Red.
You know what? I'm friendly. Are there any more gold and reds around? Like people dressed in gold and red?
You catch sight of 3 of them heading into a tavern.
Ah, okay. I'll go ask. Okay? And I'll go to the tavern.
The tavern has the wooden board over the tavern door is what looks like a sunrise over a field of blossoming flowers.
Ah, pretty.
And the script underneath says, "The Morning Blossom Inn and Tavern."
Okay.
When you walk in, it is to the sight of a bunch of off-duty soldiers. And they are rowdy, they are loud, and they are dropping coin like no tomorrow.
Well, everyone's going home with a good tip tonight. That's okay. I will go to. So, what I'm gonna look for. I don't want anybody who seems to be an angry drunk or trying to start a fight. If that's happening, just I want the like sort of like loud, happy, rambunctious knight in red and gold.
Okay. You can go ahead and give me another perception check then, Sasha. Does the party follow Sasha into this tavern? Okay. Orion, I need you specifically to give me a perception check, please, sir. Because of your curious nature, this is specific to you.
This die is like
What did you get, Hugh?
bipolar as heck today.
12.
21. Other way around.
21.
Sorry.
To be fair, you
Forgot
held
my-
it up
no,
and
my
it looked
cam
like it was a
reverses,
12,
that's
and I
why.
was like,
This is a 21 for me,
okay, 21.
but it's a 12 for you.
Okay.
Dirty 20. 18 plus 2.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna deal with Sasha first, and then we'll do your thing, because I'm going to tell you right now, because this will be important. You should probably start prepping questions for a fairy. Q. You
I know
find
where we are.
yourself.
I know
I
exactly
knew,
where
I
we
knew,
are.
I knew
You said the
exactly
fairy, and I'm
what
just
was
like,
gonna happen.
where's Zephyr?
Yeah, you know exactly where we are. Anyway, as I was saying, you find yourself, one of the soldiers in ostentatious gold and red, and he seems to be a loud, happy drunk, singing along with the bard that's playing up on the stage. Matter of fact, he's actually gotten up and dancing with a couple of the other soldiers that he's with. And it is a lively dance. As they swing each other around rather acrobatically. If you wanted a comparison, we're talking like the 1930s swing dance.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until they're sitting because the boy's not dancing. No. Sorry. Are they doing that in armor?
Yes!
Good for them.
Which kind of makes it even more impressive.
Good for them.
Sudden sounds of clanking.
Oh, there is so much sounds of clanking, but it all seems to work in really well with the music.
Didn't I post a video in this Discord of the
You
cha-cha
did.
slide being done by someone in full plate mail?
Yes. Yes. To be fair, he was doing that while drunk.
Kudos. If I knew what being drunk was like.
He got pretty far into the song for being drunk. Anyway, but yes, they are just they are just going at it, and they are having fun. Their armor is making sounds that accompanies the music in perfect tempo. It is clear that they do this on a fairly regular basis. And then they sit down, and that's when, like, the chest armor comes off, is neatly piled on a free chair. And as the band starts to play the next song, something a little bit slower to give everybody a chance to catch their breath, that is when you now have an opportunity to go talk to the...
Beautiful. My awkward ass. Okay, going up to the table, I'll be like, I feel like I should buy you gentlemen a round of drinks for that performance.
Well, no drinks, but next time there's a good song on, you should come dance with us instead.
I'm afraid my two left feet may not enjoy that quite much. I do. Thank you for the offer, though.
That's quite all right.
I'm Sasha.
Oh. We're all out to have fun. It's nice to meet you, Sasha. The gods are still currently attempting to give me a name because they also haven't decided what race I am yet.
That's perfectly fine. It's a pleasure to meet you. No race, no name. I will return to you later because I know I definitely introducing myself was a little too much, too forward. I take it back.
No, I'm just trying to find a name, but I can't find one.
That's fine. That's no
Hello,
problem.
townsperson guard number 4. How are you today? Legitimately, you said he's drunk. Maybe he just doesn't know. He's just fucking drunk.
I don't know. I'm just Town Guard 6. What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
I'm just... There we go. Okay. Sasha, it's nice to meet you. My name is Hiroaki. Hiroaki.
Hiroaki.
Mostly because I know somebody else is gonna ask. Mother. And you seem new around here. What brings you to town, stranger?
Well, I'm far traveler, really. I travel quite a bit, but it's been quite some time since I stopped in town. I don't recognize your colors. Is there a new lieutenant in town?
I dropped my pen. Please hold.
Pen down!
I got a giant ass lap, and my pen just slides off my lap instead of landing there like it's supposed to.
It's like
It's like, peace, I'm out. Alright. Oh, my armor colors.
Yes.
You've asked a good question. Well, you see, recently, and by recently I mean within the last 6 years, we moved into this town to help Sir Karthus.
Yes.
With his running of our Kala, after it was gifted to him by King Newell himself.
Mm-hmm.
I, personally, answer to a knight named Devram, and Devram answers to Knight Lieutenant Sir Jarvan the Hammer.
Jarvan the Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
The Hammer.
Uh-huh. Oh, believe me, Mom Bear, I know.
Glad one of you said it before I did.
Wait, I missed it. What did you say?
The Hammer.
I missed it. I was...
Yeah, I just said the Hammer.
Yep.
The Hammer.
I want to take that title.
It's not a euphemism.
Please tell me they actually use a maul for combat, because if they're not,
He does.
Orion's not happy for him, but Otter's happy for him.
He wields a warhammer, don't worry. There is a reason he is named Sir Jarvan the Hammer.
Which one?
Is he very popular in town with the ladies? Jarvan, Jarvin or AN?
A-N. A-N.
Oh, I thought
A-N?
it was EN for some reason.
A-N.
Cool.
I had
Nope,
EN
there is
before.
no E's in that man's name. It has never been E-N. Ever.
I guess I never
His
got the
name
correct
has
spelling the
always
last
been-
notes.
No, you
I
did
might
not.
just be stupid.
Did I specifically name him after the same said character in League of Legends? Yes, I did.
Driving the hammer. All right. I guess it has
Great
been some
man.
time since I've been here.
Oh yes, he is a fantastic man. Did you know that he has turned around the guard rotations in this city single-handedly? We are more effective in this city because of him than we were before. And
I guess.
Hiroaki just starts extolling how great Jarvan is, and it's really hard to kind of get a word in edgewise with him, and I'm gonna leave you stuck at this table while I go deal with Orion. Orion, with your, I'm sorry, was it a 21 perception?
No, that was a dirty 20, 18 plus 2.
Dirty 20. You see a tiny, shimmering figure behind the bar.
I, of course, walk over, ignoring
What you
everything
see-
else going on.
Yep. What you see is a tiny little fairy. And I do mean a literal fairy.
Yes, am I familiar with fairies? I feel like I would be.
Oof.
They-
Yes, you
they're
are
old
familiar
as
with
fuck.
fairies. Yep. I
Lovely.
am seeing if I can. Do you attempt to get his attention? Because it is very busy right now.
Does it look like this fairy is working?
It does. He is flitting between the bar itself and the kegs behind him, and you watch as he pours a mug of ale at his size before he flits over to the bar, and as he slides it across to who ordered it, it grows in size to be normal sized.
I am just going to sit down at the bar and just start doodling the fairy and like taking notes on it. And not really like try and grab its attention, but if it makes its way over, I'll talk with it. But they seem busy.
It takes almost 20 minutes for the fairy to flit over to you.
Hi-ho.
Well now, what can I get you this fine evening, good sir?
Well, I'm not much of the eating and drinking type. What's a fairy doing out this way? I haven't seen one of you in a long time.
Well, this is my establishment, and I run everything that you see here.
Fantastic. good for you. That's great. How long have you been here for? When'd you open?
Oh, well, I've been in this particular building for the last 3 years, but I've been running the Morning Blossom Inn and Tavern here in Arcala for the last 15.
Very cool. Don't mind me, I'm just taking it in.
All right. Well, if you're looking for something to drink or a place to stay, my name is Jamie Cottonby, and I'd be more than happy to set you up. Although perhaps it looks like your friend might need to be rescued.
Jamie Cotton
Hero-
B?
Jamie Cottonby, yes.
Cotton and then B-E-E? Or
Yes.
one E?
Nope. B-E-E. 2 E's.
I will follow the fairy's line of sight over to Sasha.
Hiroaki, when he gets started talking about Javan, and I'm telling you right now, he's got that look on his face where he's talking about his night lieutenant. He ain't gonna stop for a good 4 hours, and I'm not sure that you want your friend sitting there for the entirety of that.
Oh, goodness, no.
So, do you have any advice to get my friend out of there, other than just walking up and going, "There you are," and walking away?
No, that might be your best bet.
And I do just that.
Although, he'll be fine.
And I walk
Party,
over and try and be really flashy, like, "There you are! I've been looking for you!" And just kind of like walk up to Sasha and try like shepherding her away without really any other context than that sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I guess I must be going, but I'll send a drink your way. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Anytime that you want to hear more stories about what we've been up to, please come find me. I'm usually in this bar.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you again. You enjoy the rest of your evening. And your drink. That will be on me. I'll have it sent your way. Yeah.
And once we're out of earshot, a little bit away, I was told to come save you. The barkeep said you would have been stuck there for like 4 hours.
I'll be honest, I think I started zoning him out, so I'm glad you showed up.
Apparently, he's a talker.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Q?
Yes.
Q, can you give me a history check at disadvantage since you zoned out while he was talking?
Why zoned out? Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because you just said you zoned out!
Yeah. Yeah, the fuck's my history again? 1? Yes. Okay. 16. Yeah, 16 is my lowest.
Okay. You recall that Hiroaki mentioned Jarvan's squire as a female dryad named Juniper.
Juniper.
But we did get the name for the hammer still, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes,
oh, yeah, no,
he is
I was
still
listening at that point.
Jarvan the hammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find out who he follows? That was a lot of talking, and at least what I heard was not worth listening to. I hope the beginning had more information.
Jarvan the hammer and his squire? That's the word? I almost said lieutenant because my brain was like lieutenant.
Squire.
Yeah, his
His
squire.
squire is Juniper, a female dryad.
Lovely. Good to know. Well,
I hope we get the chance to meet him.
when I get us back to the group, do we need a place to stay? There's a lovely fairy over at the bar who runs the place. This is. Did I get a image of gender when I was over there?
Male. This is a male fairy.
This is why I clarify. This seems to be his establishment. I didn't need anything to drink, but they did say there were rooms if we needed them.
We get that. You should probably definitely get one.
I don't know, from the sounds of the dancing and singing, it doesn't seem like a very restful place.
I don't know if it's run by a fairy. They're very inventive.
They'll have to
Inventive
go back to the
beings.
barracks eventually.
Yeah, eventually. You know,
I would
like
like to hear more about this.
when-
One more time?
I would like to hear more about this Jarvis the Hammer, though. Seems an interesting fellow.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to learn plenty about Jarvin in the next couple sessions. Because as the party waits for last call, because that's how long these soldiers stick around, that is where we are going to call it for the night, mostly because it is getting too cold for me to sit in front of my computer right now.
Okay.
I don't have any heat circulation in this room to begin with, and when I have everything down so you can't see my room, it gets very cold underneath here. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They have made it to the first town on their trek to Silver Summit to lead the army to rescue the Crown Prince. They have learned a couple new things, and weird things have started to happen. What's going to happen next week? Who knows? Tune in to find out. Maybe this will be an easy town, but then again, has this party ever done things the easy way? No.
I don't
I'm
know. I just
excited.
met two of these people.
So, hopefully we will be back next week without any sort of technical difficulties. And we will see you all next week. So, as always, guys, we are in the middle of a pandemic, so please remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance if you can, be good to one another, and remember, roar for initiative. Have a good night, everybody.